The Jersey City Education Association hosted a panel discussion on school funding issues, criticizing Governor Christie for his priorities on corporate subsidies to businesses rather than public schools.
Our budget has been flat funded. So even though there has been increases in enrollment, in New Jersey we've seen an increase in student poverty, the budget for schools hasn't increased, which goes completely against the ideas and underpinnings of this of the Jersey budget, of the school funding formula. The only increases are in school choice aid and then post-district aid, and those go to support charter schools. Specifically, a lot of it is in Newark because of the substantial growth. Most people have not seen an increase in their budget at all.
This is this aid from the state. This is the local tax levy, and that's the total budget for the school system. The blue bar shows 2013, and the red bars show 2017. So overall, we can see that the school's budget increased from $660 million in 2013 to about $680 million in 2017. So about a $20 million increase. That increase was funded in part by state aid and also by local taxes. The big concern here is that if this funding source goes down, it will put pressure on the local funding. It will also put pressure on the school system to cut expenses. And that, as a parent, that's my biggest concern.
We were and remain strongly opposed to the Senate President's proposal. And we are strongly opposed to that proposal for a lot of different reasons. But the main reason is this, is that our school funding formula is underfunded by $1 billion a year. It's been underfunded for the past 7 years under this governor. And we don't believe that you should be taking school aid away from kids in other communities or kids in certain communities to give to other communities. As I talked about before about the 2% cap on how much your budget can increase, right? So if you're a community that is slated for this influx of aid increase that's coming from another community that has been using it for their schools, and you're slated for this influx, and that influx is over 2% of your budget, then that's going to be used to reduce property taxes in the community, right? It's property tax relief. It's going to be used to reduce people's property tax bill. Now, for the community that's receiving the aid, that might be great year one, right? You reduce people's property taxes, all good. The next year, what would happen is that 2% cap would come back to bite you, and it would come back to bite you because then the 2% increase would be on a smaller base, right? Would be on a smaller school budget, basically.
If we were able to get some type of payments from pilots, I presented that whatever to the clerk whatever just this past week, because we have to do something but to receive revenue. But you brought up something that was very too, like if the city is only able to raise 2% every year, that additional revenue. It's something what else to make me just think about that additional revenue, that thing saying at 2%, because even if we get it to fund the schools, whatever, using the pilots, or we get it, whatever, by raising the local revenue, we're only able to go above 2%. So like it wouldn't be like excess money, whatever, that's given to to the schools.
For Jersey City, for example, if you're having this cash that's coming in from pilots that you weren't getting before, the 2% cap is on the school district's budget, their overall budget, right? So if for example, if the pilot payments are coming online on our regular taxes, then that's revenue that the city can use to fund the schools and use for other services. It wouldn't really limit like what the city could spend on itself or the schools, right? It would really just, in that case, it would actually like decrease the tax rate this school funding issue isn't because there isn't enough revenue in the state. It's that this governor has different priorities. He'd rather give corporate subsidies to businesses. He'd rather send money to places to build office buildings, right? And for for businesses to move from one part of a town to another. We do not support that. We believe that the state, the legislature, and the governor has to make decisions to raise the revenue that they need to support the schools.
Hudson County View, the eye of the community.